designed for keeping secrets in my head or any space you can find. Glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
This has been a dream of mine. The organization is such a good organization. There's great people there. They're very genuine people, as I've recollected. I mean, as I can tell, and I've heard nothing but good things. So I'm just gonna go in there. I'm gonna work real hard to be able to do everything I can for the team, and be able to help them as much as I can.
Yes, indeed. You heard from T.J. Hockenson, the first-round draft pick of the Detroit Lions. Yes, and you are listening to Butch on Sports. Simply Butch is definitely here. And as always, thanks for tuning in here. Yes. We're listening to that particular cut because the balance of our show today will be the draft picks of the Detroit Lions. Yes, there's other sports news that we can give you on the Sunday edition of Butch on Sports. Special edition, of course. But we choose to do this so we can get you all up to date here. Yes, thank you for listening and tuning in. You are already listening to Butch on Sports. I'm Simply Butch. A Sunday afternoon. And what better day to just recap our pro football team all weekend long, or well, let's say all long weekend long. It was plastered with football, and we'll talk about all of that other good stuff in a moment. ABC, ESPN did a pretty doggone good job, and I'm going to kind of point out my likes in their broadcast of the particular in their draft picks and the draft program there and thus. But let's get to first and foremost there. The Tigers are playing today here right now. They're trailing 2-1 as we speak right now there. We're looking at some basketball per se. And yes, the Boston Celtics are just got finished whipping the Milwaukee Bucks. We'll talk about that in a moment here. We get a little bit of time to kind of spare around there. But first, let's get to the Lions. Excuse me while I clear my throat. General Manager Bob Quinn decided on the number 8 pick. There will be a perfect opportunity to get away from the high-ranking tight ends and get into some goodies here. He drafted Iowa's T.J. Hockenson. Hockenson won the John Mackey Award as the nation's top tight end and the Big Ten Tight End of the Year award there. The Big Ten Top of the Year award in 16 teams. You were the best. He started 13 games, led the team with 49 catches for 760 yards, 15.5 yards an average. That's a huge average for a tight end. And 6 touchdowns. There were 41 tight ends around in the league in 2018 who recorded more than 21 receptions. Now, Levi Toliola, the Detroit Lions tight end, led them with only 21 receptions. That's how bad the tight end situation is for the Detroit Lions. There were 14 tight ends in the league-wide who had more catches than all the Lions tight ends combined. That's embarrassing indeed. Now you know why they went out here and got this kid. I said last week on a couple of shows there that the Lions need a game breaker. They need someone who, number one, is steady. They need someone who can get out there and kind of shake it up a little. Someone that they can depend on. And right now they're putting their eggs in baskets of getting this particular individual. T.J. Hockenson, which we're talking about here. He said his piece at the beginning of the show that you got to hear. And they do need someone who's going to be steady. Now, we had Eric Ebron for a total of 4 years for the Detroit Lions. As soon as they got rid of him, he became an all-pro tight end, one of the best tight ends in the National Football League for the Indianapolis Colts. Tells you a lot about the steadiness of the Detroit Lions in that particular position there. Not saying they haven't tried, but getting someone to perform the task that basically right now they need very bad to make the receivers and the running backs and also the quarterback Matthew Stafford a lot more steadier when they go out there to play on the field. Lions were a very predictable team. They threw the ball a lot. And teams know about it, too. So it wasn't hard to get ready for another team's defense to prepare. They knew what they were going to do, and they were steady in dealing with that. Then, by golly, the Lions' hook and sinker were in the hole from the beginning of the game to the end. Hopefully, T.J. Hockenson can be that cure, that missing link that the Lions need. And again, I said they need a game breaker. This guy can also line up in the backfield. He can also line up as a wide receiver. He can line up also as a fullback, a H-back. He can do a lot of little things, and they need that. They need that capability there. He was the first draft pick for the Detroit Lions, number 8, if you're counting there. Jelena Tava was the NFL's second draft choice. He is from Hawaii. But he did all his business in a quick and happy way. Detroit Lions second man draft pick said at a conference over the phone that, the draft is a tricky thing, of course. I'm just blessed and happy that the Lions took me an opportunity to draft me. Right now, I'm just feeling like being blessed and thankful that the Lions showing some love toward me. I'm really happy right now. I'm speechless. And he was a somewhat very humble young man, too, there. Jelena Taffy is his name. He was the next draft pick for Detroit Lions on day number 2. So you really kind of like the things that they like to do. Matt Patricia said he's really just happy to be thankful for the opportunity that that Patricia and the Lions staff gave me right now. He was really excited. But Patricia said he is someone that we have looked at since October of last year. Even though this young man had been injured the majority of the year. Well, you're going to get some surprises. He is a type of linebacker, safety, and he can play offense. But his main concern would be a linebacker. He will remind you a great deal of Polamalu of Pittsburgh. That is when I saw the film the other day on this particular human being. Jelena Tazi was the second round draft pick for the Detroit Lions. Well, we'll keep moving on. They just keep moving on. Detroit Lions selected defensive back Will Harris, the third pick. He was the 81st overall. He's from Boston College. He's going to be united with the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, Paul Pasqualoni. Pasqualoni, who was at Boston College when this young man was there. And they do need defensive backs like a hawk needs slop. The Detroit Lions do. I'm talking about that. Will Harris said, first of all, it's an honor to be a part of the Detroit Lions franchise. Having played under Pasqualoni before, I can't wait to get back and work with him. I'm familiar with the things that we have done in the past, and I play under him. I'm really excited to be able to play under him again. Just looking forward to it. A defensive back, third round pick. The fourth round pick is defensive lineman Austin Bryant. This was a killer diller. He is from Kendall Hempson. And the amazing thing they liked about this young man was his grit and his toughness. His grit and his toughness is outstanding. And let me give you an example of it. This young man was injured last year, or during Clemson's round, and he had to take some time off to get kind of repaired there. He couldn't have surgery, so they gave him some weeks off. With the weeks off he had, and going into the playoffs, you get some more weeks off for your finals and before you hit the floor to get those two special games that you got to play to get the championship, in which Clemson did. They were very impressed with his toughness. And his toughness was something to behold. Lions haven't had someone of that toughness. Lions have had players that claim they were tough, but they'd be out 8, 9 weeks. So much for toughness without no surgeries or anything else. I think that's why they got rid of a whole heck of a lot of players. On the death of Clemson's defensive linemen and what made them special, I think just because the people were with them. It wasn't so much that we did what we did on the field. It was so much with the people that we were. The type of men that our parents raised us to be. I think there's just prominent throughout the entire program and made it what it was that particular year. That was the voice of Austin Bryant when he talked to the media over the phone. And this was on yesterday. He was very happy, very excited. He had, by the way, this young man, after all was over and Clemson won the championship, did go after and got surgery for his injury. He should be ready to go for camp, which will be commenced in another 9 days for the Detroit Lions, the rookie camp. It'll be on their extension and on them, depending how much he'll do in that particular camp. But they will get to see a little of something during that particular time that the rookies will be there and show their oaths on what the Lions are, how they're going to arrange their team for this particular year. Austin Bryant from Clemson, the 5th round pick. Amani Owairi was the 5th round pick, the 146th pick overall in the draft. He comes from Penn State. He is a cornerback. Yes, we need cornerbacks as well. Lions went after him. Game breakers. He was asked what the draft experience is like to him. He said, it's been amazing. is a bless all around, or a blessing all around, just to be able to compete and have things that I've been in with the combine and all of that. It is a blessing that I know a lot of people will want to be or want to be in that kind of position. So he's just taking it day by day, and being able to be drafted by the Detroit Lions is just so amazing. He is so excited. The 5th round draft pick from Penn State University. Amari will be in town, ready to go tomorrow, which will be Monday. Yes, indeed. Detroit Lions, Travis Fuqua, a wide receiver from Old Dominion, was the 184th pick. He viewed himself as a wide receiver, but he feels like a receiver who can definitely make some big plays for the team. He's definitely a polished route runner. He can run any route on the route tree. It's like I can definitely move the chains of any football team. This is what this guy said. The 146th pick, 186th pick, I should say. Lions get 2 in this particular round of the 6th pick. Ty Johnson, running back from Maryland. He was asked the question, how fast is he? He said he never got an official time, but I couldn't really tell you. I'm going to say about on the 40-yard dash correctly. I'm going to say a lot of times I never really got an official time for the University of Maryland, but my agent told me, and a lot of teams told me anyway, it's between 4.3 and 4.4. That is pretty doggone fast. Yes, our Lions need receivers that can catch the ball, make a difference. Good draft pick. We'll move on to round 7. Isaiah Nata from Georgia. This is a young man who has been troubled the majority of his life. He's been in a humongous amount of situations, but he never quit. He never quit. He is, yes, a tight end. We got 2 of them. And we talked with Jesse James, who we got from Pittsburgh as a free agent. That's 3. Yes, you can't get enough of good material. His hometown was Buford, Georgia. He's 6'3", 244 pounds. Big performance guy. However, he has had a lot of colleges he went to and traveled from place to place. Okay, you count a total of 4 colleges. And you can stick some CCs in there, too, for community colleges as well. But regardless of the problems he had personally or otherwise, he never quit his goal or his dream. I think I can show that I'm a gamer. I love the game of football. I want to do everything I can to help my team win. I think you should carry a mindset. Play will come to you. And when it comes to you, you have to make them put up the work and pay for it. Myself in the position to make those plays, I think I'm just a prize to all the work I put in. That is tremendous. That this guy, with all the problems, and I'm talking about personal problems too, personal problems with sleeping in the car, personal problem with moving, personal problem with personal problems in the home, family members. Grades wasn't right there, getting kicked out of school. But he never quit. He just went to where he was accepted, got better, and he moved on. Moved on. That's the kind of football toughness you need on a football team. P.J. Johnson, 7th rounder from Arizona. defensive tackle. 334 pounds worth. He's 6'4". He just keeps his head down and hopes that God will put him in a place and take care of him. I didn't necessarily see this happen, but I'm so happy and grateful that it happened. The voice of P.J. Johnson on the phone yesterday at the Lions training camp. So day 3, they added 6 good football players to the team. 3 guys on offense, 3 guys on defense. A couple guys were non-combine guys. I'll get to that in a moment. They got free agency happened right after the draft was over. And there's a couple more guys I can explain that the Lions have already took a liking to. Pretty good mix of skill guys, some big guys, pretty good mix of something that I thought they need, and they need some game breakers. Kind of making one trade from Atlanta, move back from there. You make another doggone thing here. You go that way. But when you got rookies on the way, you got to get people with your scouting team moving around and going some places they may not thought they can go. Myself personally, again, I think the Lions need to spend more time in the state of Michigan and surrounding areas. We have a bulk of talent in this state as far as football players is concerned. And where the Lions don't pick, other teams seem to find them. But yet and still, the draft is over. Now you look at the free agents. Free agents they were picked up was Malik County from North Carolina, signing with the Detroit Lions. Mike Rappaport reported that one. And another free agent, offensive tackle, Ryan Polk from San Diego State. They picked Adam too. So there's a couple more players. And I'm quite sure they'll be looking at some more free agent kids that they can sign up because, again, I mentioned in 9 days there will be a rookie camp. And won't be for naught. It'll be for the goodness thing. And, this is the year that everyone will be looking at the Detroit Lions. Not only the head coach, but the managing staff. Because now Bob Quinn has been here for a counting of 4 years, going on his 4th. They expect, and I expect, them to be in the playoffs and win some games. I expect, and the fans expect, that they have to do some things that they need to do in order to make the Lions legit again like they were in the 50s. Because since that doggone time, we have not done too much of anything. Not too much of anything. And it's a shame that things are this way. But again, that in a nutshell is the draft of the Detroit Lions. Read it and wait. We'll see in the days to come what else they'll do to improve the team, who they'll drop, who will come in the fold, and how excited things are going to get around here in a matter of 9 days when the rookie camp happens, and also the open sessions of players coming back in town to get in shape for this upcoming season, and then some. Tigers are right now trailing Chicago 2-1. They're in the 3rd inning. Boston beat up on the Bucks in an exciting game that was pretty close, but again, it's pretty doggone behind. I'm now watching Houston and Golden State, and Golden State has a miserable lead right now. They're just getting started. Something to look at there. Some hockey's going on as well here. Yes, indeed. Some hockey is going on as well. And as we look at our little monitor there, the Carolina Hurricanes against the New York Islanders, there's no score in that game. There's about a little taste of time left, about 5 minutes left in the first period. And as I just speak, the Islanders scored. So the score is 1-0. Islanders in the lead over Carolina, which really doesn't make any particular sense because Carolina has been showing everybody regardless of what you got, we're gonna beat you up like a doggone, like Frankenstein, beating up on Dracula. Oh boy, I like that one there. Carolina has not been no bum this year. It took the last day to get on in, and by golly, they've been showing everybody they belong. But the Islanders, too, have been showing their oaths of a very good doggone team. Although Carolina leads the series 1-0. So the Islanders will use this particular to get back and even up the series before they go to Carolina, which I'm quite sure those fans are going to be rude to the New York Islanders. I know that's going to happen there. Finally, there I'm going to talk about an incident that happened over the weekend in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, that is. Houston Texans tight end Ryan Griffin was detained late Friday night in Nashville, Tennessee on charges of vandalism, public intoxication, according to Kellen L. Krebs of the Tennessean. The police said that the 29-year-old punched a front window of the Hotel Indigo, located in the city's downtown neighborhood. That's near Broadway, and where all the this hoopla was going on for the NFL draft. Law enforcement responded to the complaint of disorderly conduct at 11:40 p.m. Promptly, hotel security to follow the New Hampshire native to the corner of Union Street and 2nd Avenue, which is not far again from Broadway, following his destruction of goodies that he was dealing with. Griffin was illegally impaired, intoxicated, unable to maintain his balance. He was arrested and released on a $1,750 bond. This happened around about Saturday, about 7 o'clock in the morning. ESPN report that his court date is set for May the 31st. He got a lot of time to get himself prepared and get himself together and go through some drug program or whatever he got to do to show the judge that he don't need to be in jail. Plus collect a reasonable amount of money to pay for every doggone thing he screwed up in the town. Shortly before Griffin's incident, the Texans selected a tight end. San Diego State's Kelly Waring was the 86th pick in the NFL draft. I wonder, did that set him off? If that set him off here, buddy, I don't know what to say here. Houston, you got a decision to make. Houston, do you hear me? Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I get a whole lot of things in my day, but the music's loud. It should be loud on that one. Oh boy, and that we end this edition of Butcher on Sports. Butcher on Sports is glad to bring you the Sunday edition of Lions draft picks and all this other good stuff that's going on in sports here. I'll be on tomorrow about 6:40, maybe 6:30 on The Game. That's on 95.1 The Eagle in Sault Ste. Marie. Yes, we will. We'll talk and probably go over this and some other goodies that have been going on here in the world of sports. And it's been a lot. It's been a lot of goodies, I tell you. And by the way, you can catch me on Facebook. Go to Butcher on Sports on Facebook and check out the podcast. Also go to Podomatic. Type in SIMPLYBUTCH.podomatic.com. And check it on out there. You also can get it on the Game Show website up north. Again, I'll be on tomorrow with Brother Russell, McKay, and Scott. Butcher on Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions. Y'all have a great Sunday. I'll be back on, looks like on Wednesday. So dig it.